what was the hardest thing about putting together your kind of movie?
I think there were two. One was just the challenge of making this mano-y-mano, sort of intellectual mano-y-mano, visual and exciting. But the writing is so good, the acting is so good, and the drama is so inherent in the piece that, you know, I found it exciting to work with. The second thing was, you're dealing with a character as iconic as Richard Nixon, that, you know, that's a high wire act. And Frank Langella, he created his interpretation of Nixon as a character, and it's very rich, very emotional, and, you know, he did a brilliant job.
Look, when you're in office, you gotta do a lot of things sometimes that are not always, in the strictest sense of the law, legal. But you do them because they're in the greater interests of the nation.
The LAPD told me and all of you that this boy was my son. He was not my son.
I didn't have to convince anyone. Ron convinced me. So Ron's actually got two movies we're talking about. But he called up and Brian Grazer and both of them. I chatted with both of them about this story, and I read the story. I took it with me to Europe. Didn't read it for about a week, and then I read it on the plane. And I just said, yeah, this is a really interesting story, and I want to know about this woman, and I want to know about this whole incident. They had clippings pasted into the script, and all the dialogue you'd see in the newspaper clippings was right there in the screenplay, and some of the stuff was so outrageous. You were saying truth is stranger than fiction. The police chief is saying, you know, I want criminals brought in dead, not alive. And that's what he actually said. He didn't say, you know, nowadays if you said that, people would go, ooh, the ACLU would be running out of the door. Right. Or somebody would be screaming, but this is the way they did things in those days. And it seems like Los Angeles has had several corrupt regimes over the years, and this was one particular period.
What are they going to do to me now? They got nothing.
She was absolutely sensational. Of course, she brings with her the baggage of being one of the great-looking women on the planet, and she was really
she's great.
Very great to work with. And when Ron approached me about doing it, he said, by the way, Angelina Jolie was interested in the project and in the character. And I said, oh, really? Well, let's not look any further than that. And so we didn't look any further than that.
The Changeling was a project that came to us at Imagine Films. We, you know, really thought it was extremely unusual, very powerful drama, a great role. Immediately, every agent of every leading lady in the business, they were all calling. And Angelina had made it very clear, she'd read a version of it, that you know, she would really love to play this character. And you know, she's a remarkable talent. We weren't going to tell Clint what to do, but
I was a fool. I was a fool for beauty.